I'm about to do something that's never been done before with music. Apologetics meets rap. I like the sound of that. Too many people, too many questions, too many doubts, not enough answers, you know? It's time somebody stepped up. God don't exist, that's only myths, man. You claim Jesus died for me, where's the evidence? Science tells me that we come from monkeys, I believe them. Then they tell me that we have no hope and I believe them. They say the world was created by a huge explosion, energy eternal, what a crazy notion. But it makes sense cause they tell me when I go to school that if I trust in God, then I'm a lonely fool. Putting my faith in nonsense, he doesn't hear me, you feel me? And if I cry for help, there's no reply, so I'm scared to tell the world that I'm actually a Christian. I believe in God, I need some answers, I need some replies, but on the other side, all I get is silence. So I have no choice but to believe in science. One day I hope to become a doctor or musician, and then I use my voice to influence all that'll listen. That's the reality of the situation right there, man. Science versus religion. It's a strong argument, but that's not all. Check it. God don't exist, that's only myths, man. You claim Jesus died for me, where's the evidence? My mother died when I was young and my father left me. My sister cried cause she was all alone, nobody helped me. If your so-called loving God is real, then I have a few diseases inside for him to heal. If he lives up in the sky watching over, somebody tell me then why he doesn't hear me when I cry. I try to believe, but it seems he doesn't hear my prayers. Either he doesn't care, or he isn't there. It isn't fair that it should take so much faith to believe I wanna be saved, but I'm still amazed at what I've seen in the news. Little boys being abused by the pastor, what a disaster. I won't be a part of the massacre. If you got some answers, then I would like to hear them. Cause if your God exists, he's a monster, you're right to fear him. He doesn't interfere with the world's suffering, so his love is worth nothing then. The words written in the Bible are nothing but words. One day I'll write my own novel, my voice will be heard. It's becoming more and more difficult to believe in a loving God when the world we're living in is full of such pain and agony. But still, I insist. God does exist, it's not a myth, man. I claim Jesus died for you, here's the evidence. The cosmological argument proves there was a beginning. The moral argument proves there's a God that we're sinning against. This ain't a defense, it's true. The teleological argument shows there's a designer for me and you, and from me to you, that designer is love. That's why I thank the one up above. As for the reason that we living in these horrible conditions, it's the result of man's decision. So why we sinning is the question we should be asking. Instead of blaming our creator, we should be asking ourselves, why do we separate ourselves from God? Why do we do this to ourselves? My God has given us the option to be free, but we're not having it. Nobody wants to believe. We want a God that listens to our prayers and answers, but we don't want him to tell us to obey his commandments. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with asking questions. Apologetics 101, here's your first lesson.